Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of trend lines, specifically how we can use them to make predictions, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. So, we have just a basic scatter plot here, and they don't really give us the context, but we can make some assumptions, right? We've got on our x-axis the number of pebbles, and then on the y-axis, we've got OZ ounces. So it looks like we're just weighing how many different pebbles, right? And as we can see, there does seem to be a correlation. The more pebbles you have, the farther you increase on your x-axis, the more weight you're going to have, right? You're going to increase on your y-axis. What we typically have here is we have a gap, right? So we need to find a reasonable estimate for, you notice that we're missing 7. You notice that we're missing 8, okay? Now, in a perfect world, you have this on a regular piece of paper, and you use a straight edge. Sometimes you don't necessarily have that, but let's look at our data set here. Okay, so I don't really know what to do with 1, but really what I want to try to do is I want to try to find the exact middle between each of these before I draw my trend lines. I'm going to try to connect the dots, but right here you see is right in the middle on that 2 line, right, is about 2.3 maybe. Then right here is right in the middle. And then I've got, this is kind of, these two are kind of stuck together on 4. And you notice if I try to go right in the middle on 5, I'm going to get really low. So I've already got a little bit of a line here. Because take a look at 6. So I'm just going to skip that 5, because if I try to get in the middle there, that's going to be way off. And then it really rises up here to this 9 line. And then that 10 almost has one right in the middle. I'm going to put right there. So that's my line that I would like to draw. So what I want to do is I want to connect as many of these dots as possible in a straight line. That's not necessarily going to be possible, but we can get pretty close. And when we draw the straight line, you notice that we're going to get pretty close, but not exactly on all of these green dots. But what you want to do is maybe go a little bit above or a little bit below. So I can make a reasonable estimate for 7, right? So let's say I don't necessarily worry about it being an integer. It's a little bit above 6. So I'm going to call it maybe 6.2 ounces, because that's a reasonable estimate. And then I've got 8, right? 8 looks like it's boom. It's right there. So that's going to be 7 ounces. Okay, that's going to work. And then 12. Now that's interesting, because that's off the graph. And sometimes we have to do that. We've got 2 different options here. Okay, I could try to extend my line and just guesstimate. So let me continue to draw my line here. Get back on this straight edge and see if I could just go out farther. Okay, so that seems like that's going to work. The question is where's my 12? Right, so maybe the same distance is right here, and maybe the same distance is right here. So I'm looking maybe at this, but now I've got to guesstimate on this, right? Probably a simpler way would be to see if we could find any type of unit rate. And take a look at this right here, okay? So I've got this unit rate of about 1.1 there, but you notice it's at a 2 right there. It's a little bit below a 3 right there. So let's just kind of work with that, okay? So if 2 pebbles equals 2 ounce, it looks like it's kind of almost close to a 1-to-1. Not exactly. You notice we got a little bit below. Right there, it's not 8 ounces, it's 7 ounces. So I'm going to just estimate that it's going to be right there. It's about 11, a little bit below that 1-to-1.